Hey, what's up, YouTube? I am adding some details to the layout here, and I figured after showing you guys how to do the base coat, I'm going to show you just real quick a technique for gluing down the terrain and bonding the terrain. There are different ways you can do it. The first thing you can do when you're trying to bond the entire thing is you get your wet water in a spray bottle, which is just water with a couple of drops of dish soap. Shake it up really good, and then you mist the entire diorama. You want it pretty wet. And then once you do that, before it dries, you take a spray bottle full of your glue water mix. I usually do probably 1 part glue to 2 or 3 parts water, depending on what it is I'm gluing. So that's if you're going to do the whole thing. Now in this case, I don't want to spray the entire thing because obviously I don't want to spray the fence. I don't want to spray the road. So I'm adding, to get some lighter dirt colors, I added some sand along the trail as well as some boulders, and also added some sand here on this lot just to lighten up the color, and added some rocks along the fence. So when you do that, you can't just spray to adhere everything. So what I've been doing to glue this down, I also added a lot more of the green color. So we've got more green there. This layout was really brown, which I'm okay with because it's kind of inspired by a Rocky Mountain, like a Colorado high country county road or something like that. But I did want to add more green just to pull out some of the other colors a little bit more. Anyways, so what you want to do is you want to get an eyedropper. All right, where's my glue bottle? All right, and then you just want to fill up your eyedropper with whatever glue you're using. And then what you want to do is just really get everything glued down good. Now with bigger rocks like this, like the boulders, probably gonna have to do at least 3. And so you're gonna have to do a layer of glue, let it dry, do another layer, let it dry, do another layer. The heavier the terrain is you're gluing down, the more you're going to have to do. Another thing I would recommend mixing with the glue and the water is adding another probably 2 drops of dish soap, because you really want the surface tension to be as low as possible. Otherwise, the glue is going to bead up on top. But if you watch this, I have this so saturated with dish soap and wet water that if you watch, the glue just spreads out. And that's the effect that you want. If you don't add the dish soap, it's going to just bead up right on top, and it's not going to leave a good effect. So now when you're gluing all this stuff down, it looks bad. You know, it looks wet. It doesn't look good. It looks soggy. But don't worry about that. That's perfectly normal. When it dries, it will dry normal. You also want to make sure that you're using a matte glue. My glue of choice is Mod Podge, but make sure you get matte. You don't want to get gloss. If you glue all the terrain down with gloss, you're going to have a funny looking terrain. It's going to have a shine to it that you're not going to want. So anyways, I never showed this step. I showed the first step, which is getting down the joint compound. And then I showed you how to paint it, which obviously you don't need to be shown how to paint it. But you just basically cover the dry paint and glue, and then you start adding your terrain. And then the hardest part, probably the most complicated part of the whole thing, is getting everything bonded to the layout. And so this is a technique with the eyedroppers that it really works well. It takes longer, but it allows you to get specific areas without exposing areas to glue that you don't want exposed to glue. So anyways, this is where I'm at with it. I thought I finished this a couple weeks ago, but the more I do videos on it, the more I see it, the more incomplete it was looking. And so I wanted to add some more depth to the layout. So I added some more boulders and some more grass. I made the off-road trail a little bit more rugged. And I'm still not done. I have some larger boulders. So this is what I've been using so far. I'm going to put those, scatter those around, and I'm going to add some deadfall and some spots. And probably add some more bushes too. So anyways, hopefully this helps if you guys plan on doing a layout. As I've said, they're very easy. It doesn't take a high skill set at all. I'm not a very artistic person, and I feel like this here is an okay result. There are definitely people on YouTube that do much higher quality work, but I would rather build myself a layout like this and have it be mine than pay, because something like this, if you were to buy it or pay someone to make it, I'm sure it would cost probably $100 or more in the US. So to me, I would rather just make it. Plus, when you make it yourself, you can make it how you want to make it. So anyways, hopefully this helps you. If you have any other questions, let me know. To do the paved road, as I've said in other videos, just sand down the part that you want paved. Sand it smooth. Don't worry if there's like little cracks and stuff, because, roads have cracks. So you can make, you can make those look like patches. These little patch marks are not, it's not cracked. I just painted those on for effect. And I would recommend using a lighter gray color. A lot of people do their roads black, and to me that doesn't look authentic, because roads are not black. And then for the stripes, you can get a yellow paint pen. This paint pen that I used is actually made by Woodland Scenics specifically for stripes. But to space them, Woodland Scenics has a tool that you can use. I just eyeballed this. I spaced them, it's not perfect. You can tell it's not perfect, but it's much better than the stripes I had on my last layout. So just if you take your time with that kind of stuff, I'm sure it'll come out just fine. So anyways, I just wanted to give you guys an update, show you guys a couple of tips. To install trees is very easy. You just take a drill bit, a really small drill bit, drill a little tiny hole, and then you fill the hole with Mod Podge or Gorilla Glue or whatever, and then slide the tree in the hole, and you're good to go. So those are very easy. The shrubs and bushes are very easy. You basically just lay glue where you want the bushes, and then place the bushes on the glue. Very simple, very straightforward. Some of the other techniques that were used in this layout, like the rock outcroppings, are a little bit more complicated, so I'm not going to get into those now. But check out Boulder Creek Railroad, Luke Towan. That channel is the best channel for how to... I buy these trees. That guy, everything he does, he makes from scratch. So all his trees, not all, but most of his trees are made. All his fences are made. This one I made this one from scratch, so that's not too hard. Just get craft sticks, give them a brown wash, and cut them and glue them. But he makes his street lights. He makes most everything that he uses. and the guy has an amazing eye. So anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll be back probably later today or tomorrow with another diecast video. So as always, thanks for checking it out. I will holler at the next one.